Now the question comes, what are the things or what type of platforms come under DeFi? Stablecoins, you might have already heard a lot about stablecoins, definitely since the Terra Luna fiasco. Decentralized exchanges, derivatives or perpetual swaps. Yes, they have also started to exist in the DeFi ecosystem. Margin trading, insurance, multi-chain bridge, NFT collections, DAO, decentralized autonomous organizations, yield farming, lending and borrowing, etc. If I have to go a little back into the history, MakerDAO was one of the first DeFi platform or DeFi company to exist. The other company that brought lending and borrowing on Ethereum blockchain for the very first time, and it became quite a successful platform. It was Compound or Compound Finance. Using some of these examples, I will try to explain to you how these different type of companies that are working, and some of the very famous ones, how they are working in the DeFi space. I will not go very much into the details. I will make a very detailed descriptive videos later. But right now we will just try to understand all the types of platforms that have been built in the DeFi ecosystem. The very first use case was stablecoins. When the whole revolution of decentralized finance was starting, we could see that there was quite a necessary demand of a currency, of a cryptocurrency that doesn't fluctuate. Old cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, etc., they were not able to serve that purpose. Why? Because they were volatile. And let's say if I have borrowed $1,000 of Bitcoin from a lending protocol, its value will continue to change. And now I have put a collateral of, let's say, $1,000 into that platform. Now, because of the volatility of the Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin may go up, it may go down. So the amount of Bitcoin in USD or in dollar terms which I have borrowed, it will continue to fluctuate. And let's say if there's a condition that there is a necessary requirement of maintaining, let's say, X percentage of collateral into the platform, because the Bitcoin price will vary, it is not going to be a friendly ecosystem. So we wanted to reduce, or we wanted to remove this volatility, and we wanted to create a currency that's value is always pegged or always stays $1. This was how stablecoins came into the picture. It guarantees that they will always maintain their peg of $1 if they're, let's say, if they are dollar-based stablecoins. They guarantee that they will maintain their peg of $1 always. Their value will always stay $1. We wanted to create a cryptocurrency whose value is always 1:1 pegged with US dollar. These are some of the examples which we are seeing: USDC, Gemini, Paxos, TUSD, DAI, etc. Now there are different types of stablecoins, and these types of stablecoins completely depends upon what is used to back. That means what is kept in the reserve that will establish the backing of the stablecoins. First, we have fiat collateralized stablecoins. This simply means we will store $1 of funds in our reserve, and we will create $1 equivalent amount of cryptocurrency on the blockchain. This way, every dollar that is created as a stablecoin, it will have a collateral of equal amount of money in its reserve. Usually what we are seeing is that, especially currencies like Tether, they are fiat collateralized, but they don't have the same amount of backing in their reserve. But what it is seen is that the amount that is sufficiently required to maintain its 1:1 peg with the dollar, that much amount is in the reserve. The second category is crypto-backed stablecoins. This way we lock cryptocurrency in the smart contracts, and the equal amount of stablecoin is released in the market. The value of these crypto collateralized stablecoins is maintained at $1 by buying and selling of these cryptocurrencies. For example, these crypto collateralized stablecoins, they lose their peg and they go below, let's say, $1, they go to 0.97 cents. Cryptocurrencies in the reserve will be sold, which will bring the peg of stablecoins back to $1. Second is commodity-backed stablecoins. These can be backed by commodities like gold. Usually we keep gold reserve to back, let's say, fiat money. In this case also, we can use gold or let's say diamond to back these stablecoins. Next is algorithmic stablecoins. What we do in algorithmic stablecoins is, these stablecoins are not actually backed by any commodity, or let's say any asset, they are algorithmic. Is the algorithm in place that maintains the peg of $1 always throughout the time. Here are some of the examples that you can see. These are the examples of the fiat-backed stablecoins. These are collateralized. Collateralized means they are either backed by commodity or they are backed by other cryptocurrencies. Next is the algorithmic stablecoins that are using algorithm to back and maintain the peg. For some of the people that don't know, DAI was the first stable decentralized currency. Why we call it decentralized currency? For two reasons. First, it is completely permissionless, it is completely open, everybody is able to access it. Second, what is maintaining its peg is the over collateralization of assets that are logged on MakerDAO platform. What does it mean by over collateralization? Is over collateralized means the amount of cryptocurrency that has been released in the supply. They try to make sure that the amount, at least the dollar value, which is in the reserve of these projects, it is far more than what has been released in the supply. The primary reason of over collateralization of these stablecoins, the primary reason of over collateralizing these stablecoins is market volatility. Think of it like this. I have released, let's say, $1 million in let's say DAI, but I have also stored $1 million in, let's say, some other cryptocurrency like Ethereum as the backing. Now, Ethereum's price, what we have seen, at its all-time high, it was around $5,000. Today, it is trading at $2,000. So you can clearly see that the fluctuation that happens in the crypto market, it's enormous. It's quite a lot. So to make sure that even after market volatility, there is enough amount of money in the reserve of these cryptocurrencies, of these stablecoins, that is required to maintain the peg of these stablecoins equal to $1. This is why we also call it decentralized currency, because we are only using decentralized assets to maintain the peg, to stabilize the algorithm, to keep the value of these coins always equal to $1. So algorithmic stablecoins are also called as seigniorage style or seigniorage supply stablecoins. Why? It is because the algorithm uses smart contracts to automatically expand and contract the supply of these cryptocurrencies. Are these cryptocurrencies non-collateralized? You can keep it non-collateralized, but it will be a good idea to keep it at least a partial amount collateralized with significant amount of reserve. What we saw recently with the USD depeg, where the value of USD stablecoin, it depleted and it just kept going down. From $1, it went down to 0.97, then 0.8, then 0.6, and it kept on decreasing. Today, it is standing at 5 cents. To maintain the peg of USD, what Terra designed was that they will increase the supply of their other utility token, which is Luna. If they will increase the supply, they will mint more Luna, they will sell the Luna in the market, and this way they will try to bring back the peg of USD to $1. But the algorithm was so damn broken, and we saw that Terra kept minting. The algorithm kept minting Luna more and more. Luna supply increased from 350 million to, I would say, 6.5 trillion. Not necessarily all seigniorage will have these kinds of fault, but at least we saw that Terra seigniorage fault was exploited by somebody. But other than this, we have seen quite a lot of times that people not normally are in favor of seigniorage style or algorithm-backed stablecoins, because these algorithms, as of now, they are not perfect, and with the use of massive amounts of funds, they can be exploited. So these were the types of stablecoins that are existing in the market. Let's jump on to the next type of platform, which is lending and borrowing.